Hey guys, I'm Etsumaro Tsubaki, and I'm here to review Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, as it says back there. Anyways, so I got this game and I've been pretty much playing it in all of my free time until I beat it, and it was a lot of fun. I really like this game, and that's why I'm reviewing it. Alright, well first of all, in the beginning of this review, I'm going to state the obvious, which is that you battle the Heartless. What? You don't battle the Heartless? What do you battle? Oh, Dream Eaters. Actually the nightmare variation of Dream Eaters. There's two kinds of Dream Eaters, the spirits and the nightmares. The nightmares are the bad ones, and the spirits are the good ones. The nightmares, which you'll be fighting, are the bad ones. The spirits are actually on your side. You can make new ones and all that other kind of stuff. And basically, Donald and Goofy are taking a vacation. So are all the Disney characters, unfortunately, as you won't have any Disney characters on your team, ever, at all. I kind of liked that, though. I liked having the Disney characters, but not in this game. But you have Dream Eaters, you have a lot of different Dream Eaters, and also you can play with them, you can train them, you can create new ones, you can paint them, and you have this new system called the Ability Link system. And each spirit with you has a link attack that's different. So you want to mix and match and figure out what suits your playstyle. Unfortunately, if you level one up all the way and get all the abilities and get a new spirit, it doesn't have those abilities, so you'd have to do it all over again. So you might want to find out what you want pretty fast because the game's kind of short. I'm not discussing the story of the game because I'm trying to keep this spoiler free. There's some little mini tiny baby spoilers like what's going to be there and what's not going to be there. But no core story things are going to be in there. Also, this game really ties together all the other Kingdom Hearts games into one, so it kind of connects everything for when Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, because this game pretty much just sets up for Kingdom Hearts 3, which is going to be the next Kingdom Hearts game, from what I believe to be true. So I played this game and I was quite impressed. It's by far the best handheld Kingdom Hearts games that I've played. 358/2 days, or however you pronounce that one. That was my second favorite. I mean, it was fun, but we're not talking about that game. I might talk about it in another video. But it was really fun. And the graphics on this game are really good. Really good. For the 3DS, it's pretty good. It's pretty much on par with the console versions. I mean, it's still got the same little blurry details. I noticed the shoelaces are kind of blurry. Everything else looks really great, and the 3D really enhances everything. I only can use the 3D a little bit, otherwise my eyes go weird, but I still like having it on for cutscenes or something kind of cool. So the graphics are really good. Gameplay. Just to throw it in there, you get to play as both Sora and Riku just from the get-go of this game. I mean, I know you could play as Riku in Chain of Memories after you beat it. I'm not sure. I don't know about the Game Boy one, because I never really played that one. I heard you can, but for Chain of Memories, the PlayStation 2 remake, you can definitely play as Riku. But in this game, you get Riku from the get-go, and you switch back and forth between Sora and Riku, every couple of minutes. It gets kind of annoying, okay? So, the drop system's kind of cool. You switch between Sora, and you switch between Riku. The problem is when you have to drop during a boss fight, because it'll just drop you no matter what. No matter what's happening, you switch. So, you could be in the middle of the fight, and you have this little drop gauge. If that empties while you're in the middle of a boss fight, it'll put you back at the beginning of the boss fight when you switch back. So you don't want to go in there without a good percentage of your bar full. Otherwise you might have to fight the boss again. I've had this happen a couple times. I've had enemies down to a quarter of a life bar and I drop. And it's not fun. But that's just a little nitpicky. Otherwise it's still good. Though the game is really fun, as a critic, it's my job to talk about what I don't like more than I do like. First of all, I'll say a couple of nice things about it so you guys know I actually like it, because I really like the game, I just like to complain. It's fun, it's exciting, the cutscenes are amazing, the story is amazing. I like almost every main event scene in the game. It's just all really good, really well put together, great voice acting in my opinion, for the most part. And now I'm gonna critic the game, where I say things I didn't like about it, or what I wish it was, which has higher expectations considering this is a handheld, and so you might not agree because the handheld isn't as powerful as the console. I'm pretty sure Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be amazing. Dream Drop Distance was amazing too, especially for a handheld, but I'm just saying what I miss and what I wish was there and what I didn't like about it. There's so many things to like that I'm not going to list them. Alright, so I'd say it's the best handheld Kingdom Hearts by terms of gameplay, with 358/2 days as a close second. Unfortunately, I actually think that game had a little bit of a better fighting mechanic for a lot of the stuff. I just felt like Roxas got a whole lot better of an arsenal, because he could fly better. His combo attacks were insane. Like, you could hit like 30, 40 hit combos. In this game, I feel like it's 5. So, that's a little bit different. But we do have flow motion combat to make up for it, so it's a give or take. Because, I mean, the DS one was kind of limited with what it could do, especially graphics-wise, and the invisible wall. Oh, we're not talking about that game. The first negative thing I like to point out is that I think the world selection was kind of poor. I liked the Hunchback of Notre Dame world. That one was fun. And stuff I didn't find fun was the fact that there was a Three Musketeers world and a Fantasia world kind of got to me. Not because I didn't like the worlds. The worlds were fantastic. They were fun. Maybe not so much the Three Musketeers world. But it's the fact I feel like they were recycling characters. They used Mickey Mouse, Donald, and Goofy. And then the Fantasia world had Mickey in the brooms. Basically, what I'm saying is they were using characters that they didn't really have to put that much work into or hire more voice actors for. So they kind of were saving money, and almost felt like that they didn't want to put like a new world. Like, I'm still kind of bummed that the Lilo and Stitch world from Birth by Sleep was only on the spaceship. Why couldn't we go to the island, you know? Also, I feel like the worlds were kind of bland. I say this because in Kingdom Hearts 2, you could go into buildings and talk to people, and on this game, you can't. You pretty much are in every world, it's the same, with different textures on the walls. I mean, okay, they're quite a bit different. I'm exaggerating a little bit. They look a lot different, but the mechanics aren't different. Like, in the other Kingdom Hearts games, the mechanics were different. In this one, they're all pretty much the same, but they look different. Because the flow motions in every world, that's always the same. The reality shifts are different. I never even talk about reality shifts. It's when you use the touchscreen to do, like, attacks for certain things, like combo attacks, like special things. You don't have to use them, they're completely optional. So, not completely, you have to use them for some boss fights. Basically what I'm saying is this game kind of lacked side quests. There isn't even a single Final Fantasy character in this game. There is no Ultima weapon that I know of, or it hasn't been discovered yet. I'm not really sure. You can correct me on that, but I don't believe there is. The game's short enough that you don't have time to collect all the spirits or anything cool like that. But if it doesn't have something directly to do with the plot, it isn't there. There's nothing there to distract you from the story. You are going from A to B, A to B. There's no, like, exploration. Like, why would I look around? Like, yeah, you can get chests, but I haven't really found anything that useful in the chests. And that's about it. Like, you can't walk around and, like, just see what the world has. There's nothing to really play around with. You're just going through the game. But that's what a lot of the handhelds do. It's just plot. You're just going through the story. When on Kingdom Hearts 2 and 1, you could kind of do other things, like talk to the characters, go in some of the buildings. But that's better than none, you know? I am kind of bummed that they don't have any Final Fantasy characters. I think every game up till now at least had Cloud or Sephiroth in it. And I think this game could have taken the opportunity to put in, like, Final Fantasy 13 characters, because they existed. Not to say that they're the best characters to pick, but they could have tied them in, or just had them in the background, or had someone walk by. The only thing that they have is Moogles. Moogles are still there. That is still Final Fantasy, I forgot. Speaking of worlds, why haven't they ever done any Final Fantasy worlds? They had the World Ends With You characters, if you guys have heard of that game, but they didn't have a world. Why don't they mix it up? A Final Fantasy world would have been fun. Or different, even. I mean, and for being a Disney type game, they kind of lacked on that Disney influence. It was pretty much all about... It's all about the plot. And there wasn't very much, like, having to do with the Disney worlds. They were there, but you were just going through them. Also, they use a new system called the drop system. A different one than the other one. They use this thing called dropping into a world instead of using gummy ships, and you kind of just fall into the world and you fly around like a weirdo, and you collect stuff and do a little goal. I'd like to say the gummy ship is way better. Way better. More fun, more customizable. Customizable is always good. Oh yeah, Sora always wears the same outfit except for a couple times. Pretty much always the same one. Gummy ship is better. Now as a conclusion, I'd like to say that I listed a lot of negative things about this game, but it's not a bad game. It's actually a good game, and it's a handheld game, so it's a really good handheld game. I just like to point out what I don't like about things and not what I do like about things, so I would actually recommend getting this game, and I would recommend getting it now, or as soon as you can, because it's really fun.